if I told you that medieval Europe was not as dirty as people think, and also not as clean as you might hope? For hundreds of years, millions of people lived without modern plumbing, antibiotics, or bathrooms, yet they survived. So how did hygiene actually work in the Middle Ages? And did people really live in constant filth? Let's step inside the medieval world and find out the truth. What hygiene meant back then. Today, hygiene means germ control, but medieval people did not know about bacteria. Instead, hygiene meant clean appearance, odor control, ritual washing, spiritual purity, practical cleanliness. They judged cleanliness by what they could see and smell, not by microbes, and that changes everything. Water was everything. Water determined hygiene. Without running taps, people relied on wells, rivers, rain collection. In villages, water was usually nearby. In cities, it was more complicated. Some urban centers gradually improved water systems. But contamination was always a risk. Waste could enter waterways. So cleanliness depended heavily on location. Water access equals hygiene level. Did medieval people bathe? Yes, bathing was common in many regions, especially during the earlier medieval centuries. Public bathhouses existed in numerous towns. Bathing was social. People gathered, talked, and relaxed. However, after major disease outbreaks like the Black Death, attitudes changed in some areas. Some authorities restricted bathhouses. Fear influenced behavior. But bathing never completely vanished. It evolved. The Church and cleanliness. The Catholic Church shaped medieval life strongly. Cleanliness sometimes had religious meaning. Washing before ceremonies was practiced. Monasteries often maintained structured living standards. However, religion did not ban hygiene. That's a modern myth. In reality, religious life and cleanliness coexisted. Clothing and personal care. Clothing was mostly wool and linen. Undergarments were important. They absorbed sweat and helped maintain hygiene. Laundry required water, time, labor. So clothes were washed less frequently than today. Soap existed. It was made using animal fat and ash. Grooming habits included hair combing, beard trimming, hand washing before meals. Clean appearance mattered socially. Toilets and waste. There were no modern flush toilets. People used chamber pots, latrines, waste pits. In some castles, toilets were built into walls. Waste disposal systems were basic but functional. Cities faced greater challenges due to population density. Over time, authorities introduced waste regulations, street cleaning laws, pollution controls. Sanitation improved slowly across centuries. Disease and change. Epidemics changed hygiene awareness. The devastation of the Black Death forced societies to rethink cleanliness. Although they did not understand germs, they recognized patterns of infection. This led to gradual improvements in urban management. Public health thinking began evolving. Was medieval Europe filthy? The truth is balanced. It depended on region, wealth, time period, climate. Rural areas often had more space. Urban areas faced more sanitation problems. Wealthy households had better access to privacy and water. Medieval Europe was not uniformly dirty. It was uneven. Medieval hygiene was not modern, but it was not ignorance either. It was adaptation. People used the tools available to them. Over centuries, sanitation improved, from wells and buckets to plumbing and sewer systems, from open waste to structured public health. The Middle Ages were not the end of cleanliness. They were part of its development. So the next time someone says medieval Europe was completely filthy, remember, history is rarely that simple, and progress is always built step by step. Thank you for watching.